Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a client reading for a woman who I believe just only contacted me on PayPal. Just went straight to purchasing the reading. I otherwise don't know anything about her. I just know, the verified email on her PayPal account. That's it. I saw a lot of really nice cards for her, though, and I'm going to begin with meditation. I saw soulmate, opening to expectancy, which is all about limiting ourselves by our expectations, and maybe the need to meditate on some things to clear out, like this expectation comes from ego and fear. We sort of box ourselves in. It's self limiting, basically, and self prophesying for small things. The universe is vast and big. We can't even imagine the magnitude of what it can do for us. So we need to let go of stuff like this. Meditation can help with that. So I saw soulmate. I saw the moon tree, which is all about sacred marriage. I saw love. So really beautiful cards that I'm starting with. And I think I may be reading for an air and water couple. Because when I was using the angel tarot, I also saw like the moon opposite death over and over again. And I saw the king of air and the eight of air, which, speaking about false sense of entrapment, that's what the eight of air is about as well. Opening to golden memories. Golden memories for me is about letting go of the past and only taking like the positive lessons and good stuff with us and leaving the baggage behind. Meditation back. There's the soulmate card that I was talking about. And now that at the bottom, and what did I say about the expectancy? I said it's fear and ego. We trap ourselves with it. And now expectancy, I open to it again. Fear had been in front of it, jumps out and lands in my lap. All right, so we got to stop limiting ourselves with our tiny little expectations. Now that fear at the top, I'm going to cut on that note. Abundance. This is all about financial, material, and love abundance. All of which Venus rules, by the way. Venus, which is in Taurus, I think it is this week, if I remember correctly. Venus in Taurus, I believe so, because I was thinking like, ooh, it's two of my signs, because Venus is Gemini's esoteric ruler, and I'm a Gemini sun, and then Taurus I'm a Taurus midhaven sign. So I think that's what it was. Using myself to help to remind me of what was going on with Venus. I'm pretty sure it was Venus in Taurus this week. Coming to the mystic, which, speaking of signs, one of which is mine, this card reminds me very much so of Aquarius, with this big star on this woman's third eye. It doesn't have to be, but there may be an Aquarius involved, especially, again, since I saw the king of air and the eight of air as I was shuffling. Could easily be an air sign, and specifically an Aquarius involved in this union. The mystic is all about the need to pay closer and better attention to the signs the universe sends us, to our intuition, things of this nature. I decided to shuffle in my hand again. The overall energy would not be reflection, but this also dropped out. So Heaven on Earth is a card that's about similar to what Golden Memories says to me. It's about the fact that we need to leave something in the past. We need to let something go. We have to, in order to give way to something new. And maybe for that reason, for that sake, we have to do some reflection on our past, on our present, maybe even on our future. Like looking toward the future in order to make this happen, right? In order to be able to move past the past, and be inspired or encouraged to, seek out something new instead. Give way to something new. I'm just going to stick it in here arbitrarily. The feminine, with regard to herself, including messages from her higher self, which is what I seem to be feeling the strongest. She's on the right path. So if you weren't aware of that, your higher self trying to make you aware that you are on the right path and going in the right direction, going the right way. So this is beautiful. We're attempting to reach back there, somewhere back there, the Emerald City, right? The Emerald Ray, maybe, healing, nourishment from the universe. Keep going. The masculine in your regard. Physical body. And this card turns up in this placement quite often. The masculine, the collective masculine really, and I love it for the feminine, but really surprising me the first couple of times I saw it, because it gets really deep, and maybe I'm making too much of it. I don't think so. What I feel from it, and because of what I know about colors and the angels, again, the message is a really touching one. All this yellow is of Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel, whose name means God's light, right? So this is God's light. So the sun, basically, is God's light. All of this orange is of Archangel Ariel. Both of these colors and archangels very close to, like the most divine energy there is. So for the masculine to view the feminine in this regard, for him to hold her in this regard, this is super high esteem, right? You're like, he's relating you to God's light, basically. How seriously beautiful is that? Hope he feels as good about himself in relation to the union. Creativity. Okay, this is a nice one. And this one says Aquarius to me too. It also says water sign. It could be either. Which takes me back to the Angel Tarot, shuffling the Angel Tarot and seeing, again, death opposite the moon over and over, which is Scorpio and Pisces. And then also having seen the King of Air. So there can be an Aquarius and or other air sign and or water sign involved here. Other than that, this card is about pursuing one's passions. What drives a person? That's what the union causes this masculine, your divine masculine, to want to do. About the union. Love. Aww. I love when they choose cards like that. Overall, tantric union. A lot of contact in 5D. And that being a really intimate thing for him is what's coming through. Maybe more so even than 3D touch could be, has been in his life and all that kind of stuff. This very much what intimacy means to him these days. The outcome, blessings, very nice from Mother Mary. Anytime we see her, it's a beautiful and wondrous thing. What would the masculine have you to do or surrender toward the union, working things out? Let go of your fear, dear. I didn't mean to rhyme, but this is the card again that jumped into my lap just a few moments ago. There was a reason I was made to reshuffle. There was a reason. What is the masculine willing to do or surrender toward the union himself? emergence. He is going to be a willing participant in this ascension. He wants to come up from the depths. He doesn't want to be in the darkness anymore. He wants the light. He wants the light. He wants this yellow. He wants this orange. He wants this purple. This is divinity. These are the colors of divinity. Again, the way he sees you, he wants the same for himself. He wants to be your equal. He wants to be deserving of you. That's the purpose of this. He wants to be your counterpart. What would the universe have the two of you to do or surrender toward the union? Celebration. Celebration. This is about, or at least for your reading, what it's saying to me. This is like, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. This is about being appreciative of like every moment, every encounter, every lesson, even things like this, when this shows up, nobody wants, it's like, womp womp. You don't really want to see this, but at the same time, we need to know this exists. So we know, on what we need to work. That's what the universe wants you guys to do, to be, more conscious, cognizant of like everything, all your surroundings, all your situation, all your blessings, counting them all, paying attention to them all, and seeing everything, even things like this and news of it, as a blessing. So again, on what to work and what to do. And that way you can always have a positive outlook too. And see every single day as this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. I hope you like this. I think it's awesome. I love when this first spread, is really, really touching, because then you just know in advance already that the rest of the reading is going to totally rock as well. So again, I'm beginning with release or death, which represents the sign of Scorpio, and the end of a phase or situation. Maybe this is why we had two cards pop up, indicative of the need to let go of something that was past, something that was done, something that was dead, and leave it behind and move on to the new. Because that's what you guys got to do in this situation. It's time to move on. Opening to the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Also the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. And a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, quite possibly. Or someone taking on those attributes, those traits, behaviors. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. Release or death back. Opening to life experience with Archangel Chamuel. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. So something may have come to an end very suddenly, perhaps unexpectedly for you, with the energy of the Tower. All of a sudden you have to move. All of a sudden you need to seek a new job, new employment. All of a sudden a relationship that you had been in, good, bad, or indifferent, it's over. Friendship, romantic, whatever, it's done. Family situation, you guys aren't speaking anymore, it's over. And it sort of shook you up. But in some cases, these things are good. Like the Tower, it's another card that we can be afraid of. But, at times people can, ooh, no, not the Tower. And I don't, love necessarily seeing it in a love reading myself. But it really is a neutral energy. It really is a neutral energy. And here, opposite release or death, it's about just the need to let go of, again, what's old to give way to what's new. Death always comes with rebirth. Death is never just alone by itself, death, and that's the end. There is no end. There is no end. Everything is infinite. It just keeps going. All eternity. Release is back. And opening to the Ten of Air. The end of a difficult situation. See, told you. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Somebody may even be recovering from an addiction. And an addiction doesn't have to be on a substance. This can be anything toxic in your life, anyone, any place upon which you are codependent. Ten of Air can also be an indication that there has been some betrayal, backstabbing, hurt, heartache. Release back. I'll go one more. It is strength with Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Opposite, release or death. This is about the need to forgive people, maybe not for them, but for us. Whether or not that means we continue our relationship, pick up where pick up where we left off, and keep them as a friend or as a whatever they were, or not. We forgive them for us so that we're not stressed out. We release ourselves from that cord that has us attached. Otherwise, if you're holding on to resentment, you're holding on to the energy of the person, place, or thing of which you need to let go. So no good for you. Masculine is the 4 of water, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. And I realized as I was putting the cards out that I hadn't cut or anything, but I felt like I was meant to continue. So your overall energy is going to remain here with death. We started with it where, it's going to stay here. Surrounded by the 6 of fire, victory, good news is on its way, public recognition or awards. And in the masculine subconscious, justice with Archangel Raguel, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Justice represents the sign of Libra, but can also be here for Gemini or Aquarius. And I was thinking before, maybe somebody is like a Scorpio, Libra cusp or something. That's a possibility too. Or even like Aquarius, Pisces. The feminine, the 8 of fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. Surrounded by the Knight of Earth. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind is the Knight of Earth. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. The Knight of Earth is a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, as someone taking on those attributes. And the Queen of Fire is back in your subconscious. Queen of Fire is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. The Queen of Fire is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, like the king that came through before as well. And she is the quintessential divine feminine of the tarot. Crowning the Page of Earth, who's scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, maybe even a new area of study. Page of Earth, like the Knight, is a Virgo. There's your Heart of the Matter, the 8 of Earth. It's sitting here underneath the page. Is very interesting. But the Page of Earth is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Now, this can be about a new area of study. A new area of study doesn't have to be literal. Doesn't have to mean going to school or doing a job and learning that, although it can be. This can also be about life. The new area of study can be you, can be life. And with the 8 sitting underneath the page and them both being about lessons, I would say that even if someone does want to go to school and is going to school, plans on registering, that this also has to do with life. And you have 8 things about to get very good. I was talking about what was infinite, that represented by the number 8. Also 8 times 3, 8 equals, 6 equals love. You got another 6 here, more love. But also 8, all about justice, strength, abundance. So maybe where things had been stagnant there before, I was saying somebody could have lost their job. new opportunities or new income coming your way. All of a sudden, where something was stagnant, where something wasn't moving. Maybe it was your finances that were stagnant. They weren't moving. They were just stuck flat. You didn't have enough, or you felt like you didn't have enough. You felt trapped by your lack, because that other 8 came through here before too. The 8 of air, which is like a at least imagining yourself or feeling that you're trapped, even if you actually aren't. But maybe you felt trapped by lack because of whatever that tower was. It affected your finances. All of a sudden, things turning around. The 8 of fire is a card of movement. It's the wands coming at you quick, fast, in a hurry. This can also be about communication too. As the 8 of earth and even the page of earth relate to love, this is news of, love coming your way, perhaps with an air sign, or maybe you're with an earth sign rather, or maybe you're an earth sign. Or somebody behaving, that way at the time. And it's like we've put the effort in, so it's warranted as well. It's reward, basically, for the work we've done toward the relationships are work, and this is payoff. Here at the root, the Knight of Air. Events that occur with great speed, very similar to the 8 of fire. All of a sudden, things pick up. Take time to carefully review your options if you can. I don't know who wrote this. It clearly was not a Knight of Air themselves. I'm a Knight of Air myself. I'm a Gemini sun and an Aquarius moon. We don't spend much time, carefully reviewing our options. Should we? Absolutely. But the Knight of Air very often has to do with chaos, confusion, because we just tend to take off without necessarily having all the information. The Knight of Air is that friend that you either want to handle your troubles, your beefs, or you don't. Like, there's no middle ground, because either they're going to be reckless and it's going to work out in your favor, because they just all of a sudden, right away, they handle the situation without asking any questions. Or they cause more problems for you, because right away they jump in and quote unquote handle the situation without asking any questions. That's what the Knight of Air does. Absolutely means well all the time, though. Definitely means well. And sitting here next to Justice, and can be because all of a sudden, again, something's going your way and the Knight of Air feels like they have to take off. And that could be a good thing. A lot of very nice cards here. The only one that's of any potential, even melancholy, is the 4 of water for the masculine. He has the potential to miss this opportunity, that the page of earth brings, maybe. That's it. Discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. There's a lot of possibilities here. Victory. Justice, good news about financial matters, things moving at a fast pace, communication coming in, moving toward your goals. You're going to make it when you're the Knight of Earth, or with the Knight of Earth. He never fails. The passion and confidence and grace of the Queen of Fire, the intelligence and just tireless nature, always a go-getter of the Knight of Air. That's the opportunity. Those are the possibilities. How could you miss that? It's all here. I'm going to pull the next card and hopefully be able to clarify further what's going on with this 4 of water in the masculine. The 6 of water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. He may be connected to those cards that showed up before about moving forward, and to your overall energy of death, moving forward, but leaving something behind, and getting over that. Because the 6 of water is the past life relationship card, the soulmate card of the tarot. Can also have to do with children, particularly for me. All of the water cards can, children and or family, but children, especially when I see the 6 or the ace, the 3 or the 10. So there can be a situation involving kids. Maybe that's what the justice is about. This justice that's on his mind. Maybe he's got some sort of family court issue in which he is going to be successful, if that's the case. Or maybe if it's not even an official legality, it's something else that he has to work out. And again, he will be successful in working that out. It's not going to make him a poor man, put him in the poorhouse. Things are going to be fair and go in his favor. He could even have something happening in his life toward this positivity, specifically on June 6th, when Venus enters Taurus. Venus, the planet that rules Libra and Taurus and Gemini, enters Taurus. That happens on 6/6. Also, I believe Mercury may enter Gemini on 6/6. This can be an important day in the life of the masculine. The next card is also upright. I'll put it in the same place, see if we can get more information on this. The High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. Well, like the 6 of water and the 4 of water, this can potentially have something to do with a water sign, or perhaps again a Gemini, and is about sort of not revealing all your plans, keeping some things close to the cuff, as they say, perhaps because you need them in order to handle the situation. You don't want to reveal everything. And also about paying attention to the messages that the universe sends you, paying close attention to your intuition and any other guidance that you feel coming on. The next one's upright as well. I mean, I could do this for days. Well, no, I can't, because the next one's upside down. It's the 3 of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. The 3 of Earth is a card about your boss, which, especially for us, light beings and angelic and or cosmic beings, our boss is the universe. Our boss is God. If we don't have one down here, especially. If we do, it can mean that too. But this can certainly be about the universe coming through for you, about Venus coming through for you, and all of a sudden bestowing gifts of prosperity upon you. Venus, the goddess and the planet of both love and money. Can also be Jupiter, right? The planet of karma, of quote unquote luck. Can be that planet wanting to bestow some sort of blessing upon you that you've earned. They've been having a watchful eye on you for good reason, because they want you to keep up the good work. Now's not the time to slack off. You're up for a promotion, a raise, a bonus of some sort, at least a pat on the back, at least. But as we can see from here, it's coming with something more than that, much more tangible than that, something material, something financial, and or love. I'm going to go on to the romance cards and see what they may add to this situation, beginning with, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This can be what the 4 of water relates to, as it has to do with love. Where it's in with regard to love, that can be what the 4 of water was about. My offer is too small. I don't have anything to give. Or no one wants to give me anything. I don't warrant anything. I only have 4 cups. There's 6 cups I don't have. I only got 4. I need the other 6 in order to have fulfillment. That can be what this means. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Opening to honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Honeymoon. And stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking rather than melancholy. And faith will bring you romance. Stay optimistic about your love life. Opening to retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Stay optimistic about your love life and keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Stay optimistic about your love life. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And the overall energy is codependency. This is a very 8 of air, 10 of air kind of card. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Boom. On top that 4 of water and 6 of water that I said could very well have to do with children. It has to do with children, say the romance angels. Your love life is being affected by children. And atop the 6 of fire and that victory, it's all about new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And that, you know, be brand new, although I don't think that's what the case here, because we already determined who the soulmate was. So this is love anew. And atop the justice that he's contemplating, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So he knows what the right thing to do is. And he knows what he needs to do. This work on your partnership, crossing the 8 of earth, all about work and work being rewarded, reaping what we sow. For the feminine, atop the 8 of fire, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Yes. And again, they're going to all of a sudden pick up. Okay. They were stagnant. They were stuck. And they're going to all of a sudden pick up sitting here atop the 8 of fire. This is movement. Positive movement. Atop the Knight of Earth, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And atop the Queen of Fire, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. This is all that you're contemplating, maybe to get more into yourself and your space and heart space of this divine feminine and take on your role, like fully become immersed in it. Here atop the Page of Earth, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I was saying before, somebody may have not only a past life situation, but with an earth sign. It doesn't have to be, but with forgiving and learning sitting here now atop it as well, it very, very well could be. Earth sign involved. Here, atop the Knight of Air, stay optimistic about your love life. Don't be confused like a Knight of Air can be. Don't be chaotic and anxious, you know. Don't have an anxiety attack. Just remain calm and stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. At the heart of the matter, atop the 8 of Earth, what you need to work on right now, releasing your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So the masculine may have a situation, not only with an ex, but perhaps an ex with whom he has a child. And that definitely needs to be resolved. And if he's already put effort into resolving it, he also has to move into a space of forgiving himself and her and, anybody else that may be involved or impacted, and then learn from it and take again the positive lessons with him and leave behind the baggage. So maybe take the 6 of Cups and leave the 4 behind or something like that, or add them together and make it a 10 and take that with him and be happy and emotionally fulfilled. But, leave the melancholy and the Debbie Downer, mentality and attitude behind. The Ascended Masters want to chime in, beginning with go now. So Serapis Base says, waste no more time in beginning to rectify these situations. We need to move quickly toward health and healing, says Hilarion. Go now. Follow your heart. That's where we're going, says St. Francis. Now, you're not, free, and you don't escape from this release your ex. It's here at the heart of the matter. You can certainly have your own situations, people, places, things to which you feel bound that you need to cut off as well. And this applies to you as well. If that's the case, go now. Choose peace when you do. So whatever avenue, whatever option is the one that leads to a peace and contentment, a moment, a lifetime from there on after, and all those, whatever the case is, for not only for you, but others involved too. That's the one you want to choose. The peaceful route, if you can, whatever that means. And because of ascension, not just of your union, but of yourselves as individuals, drink more water, says Oshan. And now she's at the top. I'm going to cut. Trust, says Vishnu. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Positive change with Parvati is your overall energy. Here atop the children, the 4 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, you are seeing this situation accurately, says Horus. Atop new love and the 6 of Fire, right, that victory. Find the blessing in your current situation, says Krishna. So even if the masculine has a situation from which he needs to walk away, and he's not alone, we've been seeing, if you watch my readings, which you apparently do, we've been seeing what's been going on mostly recently with specifically with the divine masculine. Definitely them ending old relationships, romantic and otherwise. There's gonna be some hurt sometimes in these situations because they were relationships that at one time we felt positive about or we were happy about. They brought us some sort of emotional fulfillment or something, but that time, it's the end of that phase. It's the end of that phase or situation. All right, we're going through a spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. When I picked this up, the 10 of Fire is also behind it, upright. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. That leads to stress-related health concerns. So this going on too. And also upright behind that, the 2 of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict, is toward what we can move when this is out of the way. And this is moving out of the way. This coming to an end with this energy of death, like death to this stressful situation of feeling burdened and or burdensome upon somebody else. Death to all of this. And maybe again, that came from lack. Also upright behind that, the Empress, which like this Justice card represents the planet Venus. The Empress is Venus. This card representing in the tarot both the signs of Libra and Taurus, which she rules. Love and abundance. Those are her things. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. This also has to do with a party of three. So to come back to that, where it seems like that's, a situation that exists here as well, perhaps on both sides, for whatever that means, party of three. Again, it can even be people with whom we no longer have an active relationship. There's still cords there to be cut. So we got to release those, deaf to those. The next card was the wheel, but it was upside down. Here on top, give your relationship a chance and work on your partnership is balance, career, and home life. So yes, work. Yes, work on both. Work at your job where you make money and work on your partnership. But yeah, you got to find the happy medium between all of these things. You can't let one suffer for the other. Here atop, finances and career, and what was it? The page of fire, the 8 of fire. I'm sorry. You can do it, says Archangel Michael. So if you get an opportunity, there having to do with your finances, you can do it. Also, you can cut the cord, is what Michael is saying. He's here with his sword. And even if it relates to finances and or career, maybe a job, and you're trying to decide whether or not to move on, or maybe someone, that's connected to your finances, you're afraid to cut them off. They're your roommate, they're your partner, they're whatever the case is. Whatever the situation is, you can do it, says Archangel Michael. He says, use my sword. Atop, keep an open mind, detach from drama, says Pallas Athena. That's what he meant by you could cut the cord. That's what he was saying. It has whomever or whatever, or wherever, a combination of those. This is this drama situation, this cord of attachment for you is you can cut it. You can detach from drama. You can free yourself. And when the goddess of war tells you to detach from drama, it's really necessary that you detach from drama. Atop, retreat. And the Queen of Fire is health and healing. So you may need to take a step back in order to do this. You may need to be 4 of air, rest, recovery, drinking water, putting yourself first and working on your own health, avoiding those stress-related health concerns that come with the 10 of Fire. Top, forgiving and learning, come out of the closet, says Amaterasu. So somebody needing to, use their throat chakra to express who they are, what they are, where they are in life, what they want, with whom, and with whom they don't, and all that kind of stuff. And just be out there. That's another meaning for release your X. This is your capital X. This is you releasing yourself upon the world. Atop, stay optimistic about your love life, and the Knight of Air is retreat into nature and the Green Man. So there could have been some fears about the love life because of money and because of concern with money and feelings of lack. The Green Man shows up to say, no, I'm about to deliver abundance. And he sits here again next to Venus, next to the Libra, the Justice card. Next to health and healing, could be health and healing of your finances with this at the root and this crowning, finances and career crowning. And also sudden change, something positively changing suddenly. Positive change is your overall energy. And the Knight of Air sits here underneath this remaining optimistic, where the retreat into nature is now sitting as well. Retreat into nature and its abundance, this Green Man sitting next to Queen Isis about balancing career and home life. Balance career and home life, mirroring finances and career. All these things interconnected over and over and over again. Messages to let you know to go ahead and put the guard down and trust in the universe that this abundance will be delivered unto you. When I picked up the positive change, I got to tell you, underneath it Also upright was peace offering, white buffalo, calf, woman. So this can be about the need to extend one another the olive branch. Also, when I pull that card, people do pass away. It doesn't have to have anything to do with your reading. In fact, I pray it doesn't. When it does touch the collective or members of the collective, it tends to be somewhat removed. Not like tends not to be like our immediate family members or anything like that. But it is about, people about whom we care, unfortunately. Sometimes I feel pets and stuff too. And maybe that's the case now. I'm not saying I'm necessarily feeling pets, but for that to have come to my mouth, maybe that's what the angels are putting in my mouth, to come out, that there could be a pet that, is not well, right now or something, near you. And then it usually has to do with the larger, more global scale. And it's like celebrities and or, people that we'd all know and recognize, like, world leaders and things like that, or things that go on in the world, people die, but like newsworthy sort of stuff. At the heart of the matter, it changes me every time it shows up in a client reading. I don't think I'll ever get used to it, actually. But I want you to, as best you can, focus on the aspect, especially since everything else has been so super positive and your overall energy is positive change. So I really don't think it has anything to do with you on a personal level. Yeah, let's keep it upbeat. And when you see it, when you think about that card, think about the need to be open to both giving and receiving. So open to receiving the olive branch and giving the olive branch, that unconditional love that needs to be able to pass. And the 8 of Earth, go now toward healing these issues in your life. The universal love oracle to the masculine. It's the universal heart, Jesus Christ. This is the divine masculine of all time, not just the tarot, coming through to support this other divine masculine, your divine masculine, on his journey, to remind you that he's here. Not only do you have a guardian angel, he himself is here always. The healer of the ages. If you need healing, certainly call upon him too. For you, that card, Golden Memories, yet again to remind you that you need to let go of something from the past, perhaps several things from the past, and only take with you the positive and the lessons that were learned that will be helpful toward your future. Leave any baggage, any resentment, any failure to forgive yourself or anybody else behind, any judgment, all that stuff. Leave it all behind. The Ascended Masters to the masculine, energy healing in Merlin. Again, that's what Jesus is here for, to help him with. Really beautiful. The Ascended Masters to you, crystals. So you guys are both getting really, really similar messages. Crystals can help you with cutting cords, with releasing that fear of which you have to let go, and with healing, with health and healing in any area. I mean, there's like crystals for everything. The angels to the masculine, awakening with Archangel Gabriel, another 3. Again, potentially representing this party of 3. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. This has come out of the closet again too, because you got to be your real, true, authentic self during this process. Now is not the time to try to put up a front, perpetrate a fraud. This is where you got to keep it 100, as they say. It's like a make or break opportunity. Awakening also represents the sign of Pisces or the water sign, to go back to that too. For you, the Six of Air, things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. This is moving forward. Even if you're not taking a trip, you're still moving metaphorically, positively toward that positive change, away from what is dead and toward what is alive and new. To the masculine, past life relationship, you've known each other before. This is just like hitting him over the head that this is on what he needs to work. He needs to go now and work on healing this situation again, which appears to potentially be with the mother of his child or children. And for you, again, also, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And you can do that by cutting cords, detaching from drama, and clearing and shielding your energy with the use of crystals. I hope that you find your reading helpful and that you enjoy it. Namaste, Angel.